welcome to this video from SP Marketplace on our IT Help Desk product. Today we're going to be looking at the cases and IT tickets and how we're going to submit those and how the system then manages those on the back end. So from an end user standpoint, as mentioned in a previous video, there is the staff or department side of the security world on this product, and then there's the end user, and this is what they would see. So as with most IT products out there in the world, ours is similar in that you can submit an IT help desk ticket via the SharePoint site that you see here, which we'll do in a second. You can submit it through an email, or you can submit it through a web form. So there's a number of ways that the system accommodates generating and starting a ticket and getting it into the system. We're going to go straight from the SharePoint site itself. And so from an end user standpoint, when they create a new IT ticket, it will open up a form that has multiple fields. Now, I will say this, the end user will only see this general tab. Because I'm logged in as admin, all of this shows up in the navigation as well as additional tabs. So for this purpose and this demonstration, the end user would only see this lit up blue general tab. So in this case, we would be able to input the title for what's happening. Let's say our desktop monitor is flickering. If it's not a SharePoint user, we have this ability to fill that out for a non-SharePoint user, but the system's going to presume that the person that's submitting the ticket is a SharePoint user and is on the domain, so it'll automatically default to the requester. We have case categories and subcategories that are cascading. So in this case, we can pick desktop, and the subcategory would be monitor. These are out-of-the-box options that you see here. However, these are easily customized by you, the customer. It's not something that is hard-coded that we have to get involved with. We will show you how to update these to match your specific organization and needs. So as we just fill out the fields across, we do the desktop monitor help. My desktop monitor is flickering really bad. Close the panel. If the person wants to submit an attachment, that could be any type of file attachment. So if it's a picture they took with their phone, they can do that. If they want to do a video, if they want to do just a regular document file, they can attach that as well and just drop and drag them here. Or you can click and add attachments. It would open up your local drives. Once it's saved, what this does then is it will go into the main SharePoint list that houses all cases. You can quickly see down below that an end user can see their own case here. So that we just submitted this, monitoring flickering, and the case status always is unassigned. The end user now knows that it's been submitted, it's in the system, and from the department or staff side, they have a couple ways of getting notified. They too will see it visually here on their landing page, monitor flickering, right? So they can click on this. The other way is you could choose to be notified via email if there are specific categories that need to have notifications sent out. You can choose to have all categories have an email sent out, or just certain ones that are vitally important or security needs. However the notification is received, whether visually or via email, IT staff would come and open up this particular case, and when the form opens, you'll notice now that there's an additional tabs across the top. So in editing this, if I was working this ticket, I would come in and I would see what the issue is. Okay, this person's having a monitor issue. I would go to details, additional fields show up, so it always starts unassigned. We would move it to assigned. We can choose a case type. Is this just a question? Is it a change? Is it a problem? In this case, it's a problem. You can set a priority, a due date. You can set who it is assigned to. And again, what this will look for are those people that are in the tenant or the domain that you want to assign this to, and the proper permission group. They will get an email notifying them that they've been assigned this case, and with a link back to this case. There are additional fields on the ticket. If you would like to relate this to a specific asset, maybe you keep track of desktop computers or monitors or those type of things, printers, you can relate this to any assets that are listed in this SharePoint site, which we will talk about on a later video. So we have a whole asset tracking area. If you wanted to turn this case when it's concluded into a knowledge base article, we could do that as well. The system will automatically handle via Power Automate flows in the back end. By sliding this over and typing in a resolution, it will create a knowledge base article that can be found from an end user's page right here under knowledge base. So if this is an issue that comes up a lot and you would like to create a knowledge base article so end users can self-serve, if you will, and try and find the answer to their issue first before submitting a ticket, the system allows for that. As the ticket is worked by whoever is assigned, they will also come in and they can put a work log notes in here, which will date time stamp it. They can put how much time spent. We can also do additional fields where you can add time that it can get calculated from the time the ticket was created to the time it was closed. So for reporting purposes, that's an option within this. There's tasks. There's documents that can be uploaded that are related to this. In this particular case, for a monitor flickering, there's probably not going to be documents, but if there was some other type of, maybe the server needed work or there were ports that needed reconfigured, maybe there were documents that could be uploaded here that the technician can look at and refer to and know that they're right here and easy to get to. If there is a change request that comes out of this, and again, for a monitor flickering, there might not be a change request, but if it was for additional type of issue that comes up, you could create a change request. The change request form will open up here and you are able to input that information pertaining to making this change. What's the reason for the change description, and there's an additional tab that says what's the risk of the change, the rollback options, and all the details pertaining to this change request. And then that goes through a separate parallel road and is assigned to somebody to manage this change and input all of this information. But it is linked to this ticket so we know where it came out of or was generated from. So when tickets are worked and they're finalized, we will move it to the closed or resolved status. A close date will date time stamp. An email will be sent back to the requester, letting them know that the case has been resolved. And if they would like to reopen the case because they don't feel the case was resolved to their satisfaction, they can click on a link and it'll reopen it and re-notify those that are in the staff that it's been reopened, and there is text that can be input as to why it was reopened. Thank you for watching. This is our cases and IT ticketing system within the SharePoint Marketplace IT Help Desk. Our next video will cover assets.